Maria Taylor, and she hosted last night. And so she got to probably meet a lot of Raiders fans. So that's a great time to bring her in. She's our big drop-in interview of the day. And Maria had a late night, so we appreciate her waking up early, extra early and special just for us to help us recap all the action last night. Maria, welcome back to Rise and Grind. We haven't had you on in like over a year.
I know it's been a while, but it's good to be back.
Oh.
I've got my lemon water. I've got my tea. I got back in home probably at like 1 a.m. Went to sleep at 4, but only for you, Megan.
I appreciate it. Maria, you met CJ last time. It's just us two hanging out early morning on this gloomy day. We both got you on the show.
Maria, we both worked really, really hard to get you on the show today. Don't let anybody tell you different. We both did that.
Right, exactly. I'm sorry I'm late. I was really working on it,
No,
but I was texting Megan. I was like, I just got to put a shirt on. I'm still in my pajama pants. No one needs to know.
That's okay. I'm actually in my pajama pants, and I came to work just like that. So we are definitely matching. The background is beautiful. It makes our background look like nothing.
You got the Rose background when you go home. Everybody's background at home looks good.
Hers looks great.
Listen, exactly. If you do to do everything from home, which maybe y'all should think about, or we can have Megan come here and do the show from here. I popped on so that you guys can know that if Megan's ever in Atlanta and needs a studio, she can just use this. Okay.
See, CJ, see how friends got your back? He got your back. She's like, just come here.
So Maria, I don't know if you know this. You probably don't know this, but I ride Megan's coattail. So when Megan comes to Atlanta, I'm coming to Atlanta. I'll set up some stuff also. We'll all be in the house. That's great.
We'll all be there. Rise and grind.
Rising. Okay, Maria. So right when you came on, look. First of all, amazing job last night hosting Sunday Night in America. It was a big moment, a moment that I have been waiting for as your friend. I've been waiting for that, and it was great to see you sit up there at the desk. A whole new season, a whole new crew. What was it like to be there? I know it was the weather wasn't the best, but what was it like to be up there?
Honestly, Megan, it's like a dream come true. There's certain events or moments that you look back on your career and you're like, I'm really never going to forget this. And I feel like that was one of them, because I never dreamed that I'd be sitting next to a Tony Dungy or Jason Garrett and really being able to be the quarterback of the show, A Football Night in America. Never in 1,000 million, however many years. I didn't think that was going to be possible. But it's so interesting because, of course, our first show, it's a preseason show which we don't normally have, but we wanted to blow it out for the Hall of Fame game, which is kind of great because that was my first time meeting Jason Garrett. It's my first time really hosting a show on the road here at NBC. And we started our green room was a science room in Canton McKinley High School. So we show up, we're walking through these high school halls and having our production meeting, walking across the street, and the entire set was beautiful. But then, of course, here comes the rain, the severe weather. So we had about a 40-minute, I want to say, delay. So for all of you guys that don't know, that really affects your comms too. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't hear anything. There was no prompter. It was just all right, guys, time to have a radio show. Let's get going. We got to talk for 40 minutes. Let's figure it out. But it's good for that to be the first show so that we know that, look, we can tap dance. We can go off script. We can enjoy just being together and talking football, and it all works out. You know?
It looks effortless.
I wouldn't want it to happen in any other show. I'm cool with going back to the studio after this. But we do start the season in LA, but they got a dome. They got a roof, so we're going to be all right. But it was a lot of fun. It was one of those moments I think I'll look back on, Megan, or when I'm upset about something, you're going to call me and be like, remember the Hall of Fame game when you were sitting next to a Hall of Famer with a gold jacket? You know what I mean? It's the little moments like that.
Yeah, the little moments. And also, so Coach Dungy really forgot the gold jacket at the hotel, and someone had to go back and get it.
We were literally in the production meeting, just going through the script. And the first thing we were going to do was obviously have a conversation about his induction in 2016. And I look at Coach, he's got his blue jacket. I'm like, where's the gold jacket? And he's like, oh my God, you really don't have it. And he describes it too. You normally they set out clothes. It's in the closet. So you take the clothes that you've been given or styled to wear. And so he took those clothes and didn't even think about the gold jacket. So in the production meeting, our guy, Fred Gaudelli, leaves and it's let me get on it. We'll get it here. He goes to the hotel and brings it back. But obviously it didn't show up till the second segment. And we put it on him on the show. But yeah, we all were saying kind of it's like it's the rookie move, or it's like a player forgetting his pads or something like that. And coaches, so he doesn't forget anything, ever. But it would be something like that because he's just like so humble and nice, and I almost like look at it as like a part of his character. Like, well, I don't really want to draw attention to me anyway. But it was an honest. He forgot his jacket on Hall of Fame game week.
I feel as if someone were to do it, Coach Dungy's allowed to do that. But you guys made it look great. I love the moment where someone brings the jacket out and it's like, all right, go ahead and put it back on. I love all of that action that was happening.
Yeah, it was cute because we were like, we don't know what else. It showed up in the middle of the show. And my producer's like, we're just going to have someone come bring it and put it on him. And we'll just put it on there. And those are the moments, that kind of make TV real. And the moments when you're not really on your script or your rundown, it's like this happened organically and we got to get Coach's jacket. And we would like to get it on sooner than later. So let's just do it here on camera. And Jason and I rolled with it. It was fun. It was fun to see that happen.
And this is a whole new crew. As you mentioned, it's your first time seeing Jason. There's a lot of different moving parts. Yeah. Mike Tirico's calling the game. And also you have a lot of different actions. So what was this like for your first show, being the preseason game in Canton, and to now have this whole entire new crew? Did it feel as if you guys were instant family? I know you've worked with some of them in various parts before, though.
I think for me, the biggest thing, it's all chemistry, right? So I think like the best shows that we watch, whether it's, on TNT, and we love watching Chuck, and we love watching Shaq and them going back and forth, there's like a chemistry there. You can tell that maybe they spend time together, or they talk, or at least they enjoy being around each other. And so for it to be the first time, like I said, with the three of us on the desk, adding in Jason, and you're just not sure what it's going to be. But I literally texted my producer in the middle of the show, and I was like, yep, Jason's amazing. This is great. We're going to have a great season. This is pretty dope. Because he's such a good storyteller and such a good just human being, that felt good. But even the moments like when we were doing on the field and it was all of us down there on the field, that's the first time that I've been able to be a part of that segment. And that was really cool as the guys are just running through the players and we're seeing their shots and they're telling us what to expect from them, from Devontae Adams during the season. There's a first time for that. But some of the things are very normal and regular. I had a few segments. It was great to be eased into it a little bit. So last year on Football Night in America, I knew exactly what segments were coming. Ooh, hold on. Sorry.
Somebody's calling. That's what that means. While we wait for Maria's camera to come back up, my favorite part is Maria's connection with Chris Sims, because Maria and Chris had an entire segment last year, and to see them back out there on the field, they had a lot of jokes, they had a lot of things happening. And then when the storm came, I got really nervous. Because you could actually hear the wind blowing, you could hear the thunder, and you could see the fans go out. And I said, this game might not go on, because at one point the sky looks so scary that I was thinking to myself, as we are probably now getting ready for a storm now here in our city of Memphis, I thought this game might not happen. But the sunset, when it did go away, it was absolutely beautiful. I know, CJ, you said you didn't watch as much, but for all of that, I was like, this could be set up for an epic moment.
We watched the pregame. My wife loves the NBC pregame show. She loves it because at the end of it, we get the Carrie Underwood song, and then she's like, okay, I'm done, I'm out. She loves it because she loves Maria Taylor. So we called that part. I said, hey, guess who's on? Who? Maria. What? Football? Excited. So she's excited. She watched that. She loves the Carrie Underwood intro. I was nervous when the weather came also.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, God. Does Maria have an umbrella?
I was thinking the same thing.
We can't have the hair out there.
I was thinking the same thing as her friend. I said, because when you hear that one, like that loud thunder and you hear something, then you also like get really, really nervous and really scared. It's like, wait a second. Right now I feel really good about anything because I got my braids, and I was like, ooh, just like Jessica's wedding, when the heat and the sun was out, I was like, I'm good. I can sweat on my face. I can sweat anywhere else. When I did see that rain, that storm, I was like, oh goodness. But Maria looked beautiful the whole entire time. You're like, nothing touched her.
Looked beautiful the entire time. And looked beautiful when she was on in front of the camera just now, which means her hair didn't get an ounce of rain on her. That's amazing.
No, I don't look that good. If I have to fly back late night get home at 1 a.m., I definitely know I will not look that great. Not at all. I know Maria had to take a quick phone call. But as we wait for her, something that also made some interesting information just yesterday. Oh, she's back. Just in time. We were just talking about how you look great in the rain.
You can't move on. You can't move on.
I don't have to stall anymore. I don't have to stall because we were just talking about the rain and how I said, as your friend, I was really nervous because at one point when they moved you guys, you could hear the thunder. You could hear the thunder. You could hear the wind blowing.
Right. Someone said, they were like, did you guys see like the massive gray blue cloud behind you? And then I didn't notice it until I saw on Twitter, like someone tweeted a picture. And it was like, it looked like a tornado was about to start.
Yes, it
like
did.
We were about to get consumed.
I just had I don't know if this game is happening. I don't know if this game is happening. But if Maria gets to talk longer, I'm all here for it.
Listen, right. It turned into a talk radio show at the end of the day. It was right after that segment, though. We came out on the field, and then we hear, inside the stadium that everyone needs to leave, basically. So in that moment, we can't go back to our set because it's literally like an iron box. They built it it's just like an iron platform. So we have to go to the side that right under, there's kind of like a little shaded area. And we had to be there instead because it's made of stone. And so we always had a backup plan for the rain. But then we were like hustling back upstairs, thinking we're going to the set. And everyone's like, no, you're not going to the set. We're trying to figure out where are we going. And it was right next to the set on the concourse. And then like the fans are there because they have to wait it out. They had to leave the lower bowl and everything. So it was a little bit of chaos. It was a little bit.
Look, you guys made it look as if from people who are just watching at home, we're all just sitting there in awe, like, oh, look at the beautiful sky. Oh, now it's orange. Okay, there might be a storm.
Rain delay.
Right, but you guys kept rolling and kept going. And I know it's just the preseason, and it's probably super, super early. But do you have an early favorite pick? Because there's so many storylines in the NFL, and so many teams have made a lot of movement, a lot of various changes. We're going to see a lot of new people out there. But do you have an early pick for a team to look out for and to watch?
I think a team that I would love to see get over the hump is the Buffalo Bills and, make it to a Super Bowl. They haven't been since they went back to back in like 90 to 93. And what I've always enjoyed, I went to Buffalo a few times, spent some time around Josh Allen. It seems like they have all of the pieces. They've just always come up this short. It's like seconds away from making it to that next step. But I do believe that they have everything that they need to get there. And so I would love to see them do that. And I think right now, if you are a person that likes to look on Vegas and, spend a little money, place a couple bets, that the Buffalo Bills are the pick to win the Super Bowl, the odds-on favorite.
Well,
so that would be cool. But I also think, listen, and we talked about it on the show, we've got the 45-year-old Tom Brady chilling in Tampa Bay, and we can never count him out. We've got Aaron Rodgers chilling in Green Bay, and we really should never count them out. It doesn't matter how they start. They're always going to finish somewhere in somebody's conference championship. But it was interesting because this past season was the first time that we haven't had Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers in a conference championship since 2009. So I think one of them's going to be there. I don't know who, but one of them's going to be there. And they're always going to be able to make plays. It'll be interesting to see Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams, though. Yeah. I thought being there for the Raiders game, like honestly, if you want to get excited about them, there's plenty of reasons to. They have a great Derek Carr. He has a relationship with Devontae Adams. They played together at Fresno State. I think Josh Jacobs, they declined his 5th-year option, so now it's a contract year for him. And that running back position, him growing up, I saw him play a ton in Alabama. He just runs with a chip on his shoulder. He grew up where they lived in a car at various points in his life. So here's a kid who's like not only running for his life, but just constantly running to prove something. He wasn't even on the depth chart at Alabama for a long time, and then popped up there and made himself a name in the NFL. And so I think that the Raiders also, if I look at the offense, Hunter Renfrow too, you can never count him out. That kid grabs everything. Darren Waller. So there's a lot of pieces to the Raiders. And then the Rams, the biggest question for them would be Matthew Stafford. I know that he's dealing with some elbow issues. We heard his coach, Sean McVay, talk about it's not looking like a football injury. It's more like what a pitcher has happened to him. So I'm kind of curious of whether or not he'll play September 8th. But either way, the football night crew, we're all going to be there for the Rams and Bills. And I think it's a good test for the Bills. And we're going to see whether or not the Rams can, if Stafford's going to be there at all, but defending a Super Bowl championship, that's interesting, right? Like to see if they can do it again. The pieces are still, they lost Von Miller, but a lot of their pieces are still there. We know that Cooper Kupp is going to catch everything that Stafford throws. So there's a lot of storylines. It's going to be a fun season. It really is. And then you mentioned it, but like quarterbacks moving, and now Russell Wilson is with the Broncos. I think that's interesting because the last time we saw a marquee quarterback leave and go to a different team, they won a Super Bowl.
Sure.
You know, so that's another great story to watch and keep our eyes peeled for. So I think it's going to be interesting.
I mean, you went through a whole bunch of storylines, and I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to feel type of way because you didn't mention my team, the Tennessee Titans, and it's fine. It's totally fine. I'm okay with it.
We love Derrick Henry. Listen, love him. But what happened with A.J. Brown?
Yes. Look, there's a lot of questionable things that the Titans have done that I don't necessarily agree with. But when it comes to the teams to look out for, I hope someone is looking out for the Titans. I just hope that someone is out there. I'm watching the Titans. However, you mentioned there's so many other great storylines, so it feels as if this is going to be a very, very competitive season. And I don't even quite know where to start because there's so many things that you circle. When I was going to stall, I was going to mention Matthew Stafford and what Sean McVay calls an abnormal elbow injury, which you're like, what does abnormal mean? What does that mean? Can he throw? Can he not throw? Should we be worried? And then you got Joe Burrow who's doing drills on a golf cart back and forth, up and down. You're like, these quarterbacks
got his appendix taken out. So.
Yes, there's so many things that we're all like, there's some question marks, and there's some things where you're like, oh, that could be the team, and a team that you didn't mention, the Colts too. And I don't want to mention the Colts. I really don't, because the Titans, we got to get past them, and so I don't want to mention them. But that's a team that I'm also kind of nervous and worried about. But Jessica, my co-host, is going to absolutely love that you said Buffalo, because that is her team, and I really, really don't want that to be.
She said both of her teams. She said Buffalo and Denver.
I'm not going to hear the end of it. Jessica has two teams. She's got Denver and the Buffalo Bills, and
Seattle
both of her teams.
49ers.
And I'm Maria's friend, and she didn't mention my team, but it's okay. It's okay.
You got to get more than one. It sounds like you just got to get more than one.
Apparently, you got to have more than one team, so that way someone you got a chance. Now, Maria, before we let you go, because I want to put this out here, because as your friend and watching you last night, I know it is August, and I don't think just in case you haven't gotten the chance, and I haven't texted you this yet, so I'm going to do it where everybody's watching. Have you realized the year that you have had? Like, if you go from like January to now, to where from like you did your first season in the NFL, you're on NBC, from doing the French Open, you did the Super Bowl, you did the Winter Olympics. Now here you are, you're sitting at the desk. CJ mentioned that his wife only watched because you were sitting at the desk, and I am a huge football fan when it comes to the NBC, when it comes to the NFL, and now you're a chance to sit at the desk where we haven't gotten a chance to see a woman sit there. And then not only are you amazing at it, but we're all sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is a moment. You've had a crazy. Luckily, I have been there with you, behind your back, supporting you through and through all the way. But this has been an amazing year that you have had, and we're not done.
You're gonna make me. Hey, you're going to make me cry. Listen, don't do that. But I mean, it's been a whirlwind, and it's been ups and downs. And now looking back on everything, I really believe, and we talk about it all the time, Megan, but that like God closes doors when they're supposed to be closed. He opens them when they're supposed to be opened, and he places and prepares you for whatever lays before you. And so I just feel at peace. I feel prepared for hosting that show. I recognize that there is a huge responsibility on my shoulders. I recognize that, like you said, CJ's wife is watching, that there are just women that are excited to see another woman a part of the conversation and being on a show that leads into the Sunday Night Football game. I recognize that as a Black woman, it's important for me. There was a girl who walked up to our set and she was just like, I just want to do sports. And she was a young Black girl. She had just graduated college. And so I feel that on my shoulders, but I'm not overwhelmed by it. I welcome it. I am living in a space in my life where I enjoy it. And I'm thankful for it. Like, I'm just so grateful for every single opportunity that I've been given for this entire new chapter that begins with this season, and I think looking back, everything has led up to this. now that I can see it, I'm like, everything has led up to this moment, to being the host of Football Night in America, being able to host the Olympics, going to France and hosting the French Open. Everything in my career has led up to this. And not to mention now, Megan, and I have time for my friends and family, a little bit more of an off season. Like, I just feel like a more well-rounded person. So as a human being as a whole, I feel at peace. I welcome all the responsibilities, and I'm excited to deliver on those things. Like that's important to me, that I always deliver.
And you are definitely delivering. Here's a picture of you sitting at the desk at the Super Bowl.
Megan was right behind the camera, guys.
I was sure. I think I took this picture. I was sitting there like, go. I am legit Kris Jenner. Like, you're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetheart. You're doing great, sweetie.
I was not in Paris because I was sitting here at the desk, CJ. I did not leave you guys. I did not leave you. CJ's giving me a look.
I invited her to Paris. Let it be known.
Let it be known, and I did not go. I turned it down.
She tells me which one she can go to.
CJ's giving me a look right now because he feels some type of way.
I'm just saying, no, Maria, we're all good friends. We all worked real hard to get you on this show. Yeah, I'm just saying. And there's got to be somebody behind Kris Jenner cheering Kris Jenner on. So if Megan's cheering you on, I'm cheering Megan on.
Kris Jenner needs an assistant, right? Someone's got to hand her the camera, whatever she needs to help.
I've been telling Megan I'd be a great assistant.
Okay. Maybe the next trip. I will say Maria cheers me on just as well. She came out to All-Star and did the same exact thing. I really do hope that people can find a friend in life that we can just cheer each other on. CJ, I am that person for you too. I am that person. I will be that person.
You've never cheered me on because I never do anything. So how can you cheer me on?
Do it now, Megan. Woo, CJ.
CJ, you are in that box there.
You're doing great.
Hitting those buttons. You go. Right.
You're doing so good.
All right. For you, Maria, you talked about the whirlwind. You are definitely delivering. We have enjoyed seeing you on this platform, just killing it. Through and through. The year's not over yet. What are you looking forward to the most? Because now, as you mentioned, you've had a great off season. I've seen you more this year than I've seen you probably in like the last 4 years. Right, period. So what did the next couple of months look like for you?
Okay, so next up, I'll probably head out to LA, try to sit down with some of the Rams players. And then our first kickoff game is that Thursday. So it's September 8th. We're going to be live. We'll be on site, the entire Football Night in America crew. And then we'll fly back to Connecticut, and we'll be in studio for the Sunday night game, which is Tampa Bay. They'll be on the road taking on the Cowboys, and the season's going, So every Sunday we'll be on at 7 o'clock on NBC, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, since that's where you guys are. And that's the great part about it. Like, we've got time. We'll bring you great interviews. We just want to have fun. We want people to enjoy talking about football, learning about football. Getting inside the minds of coaches. We've got 2 great coaches that are up on the set. Chris Sims is great talking through quarterbacks and offenses. I don't think anyone watches more film than him. Rodney Harrison, Jack Collinsworth, they will always be on site giving you like the scenery, the sights and sounds, and the energy. And it's just going to be a great show that we hope that you tune in every single Sunday, because we want to have you there.
Yes, and Maria will be quarterbacking the way through, making sure everyone is locked and covered. And also, it's a full circle moment because you talked about what all the other guys bring. You're someone that can say that I covered a lot of these guys in college. I saw them in college. Now I'm seeing them on the professional side of things. So their storylines, from the college side of it, and now the professional side. Which I know it's absolutely amazing to see, because to see you sit down with Trevor Lawrence yesterday, Walker as well. You got that Georgia connection, and you've known them for many, many years. And so you will also bring the insights from a different perspective.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, funny story. I do a lot of media training for the college football teams. So even when I was sitting down with Trayvon, I was like, now listen, I did your last 3 media trainings, and I need you to be great at this, because otherwise it reflects poorly on me as a media trainer. But, I'm going to spend some time with Virginia this year, Miami, Georgia, Alabama. And it's honestly very important to me to continue to have those personal relationships with the guys while they're in college, because I've always felt like when I was a college football reporter, that was the most meaningful part of the job. So if I would say that there's something I miss, it's those relationships, seeing them on Thursday after practices, or seeing them on the field, checking in on them, meeting their parents. Like, I would have the numbers to everybody's mom and dad and seeing where they're sitting. And so that's the one thing that I miss. So I try to fill that up during this little bit of August, like it's kind of the beginning of their camp. So I kind of go around and see as many teams as I can during this time just to stay in touch. And it's great when I see a Trevor Lawrence and, oh my God, you're like, are you growing facial hair right now? It's only 22, but he's in the league, and all the things that he's handling, and to have seen him handle them so deftly when he was a freshman at Clemson, and it's a completely different scenario, but it's the same person, and that is true. That is something that I hope to continue to bring, and just telling the stories of these guys that we love to watch on Sunday.
My goodness. So basically you're saying you're super busy. You're really, really busy right now. So I'm happy that we got our girl stuff in over the last 2 months. And CJ, that's the secret. We got to be like Maria. So not only is she working, she has several jobs. We just like to have one job, but apparently we're doing it wrong.
That is not true. You have multiple jobs. CJ, I invited her to Miami, because we are going to celebrate Desmond Howard's 50th birthday. And she X'd me out because she got to be doing, I don't know, she's rising and grinding. She has a lot of things going on. I continue to invite her
the Grizz Girl. I'm hosting the Grizz Girl auditions.
You turned down Desmond Howard's birthday party? Maria, I'm a big Michigan fan. Is there a way I can get an invite? Are you kidding me?
He is a huge
Why
Michigan
are you doing
fan.
this to me,
I
Megan?
invited her. She told me no. I cried a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'll go by myself.
Desmond Howard!
Okay. We're going to make some phone calls now that you put it out there. I'm sure my mom's not probably like, you said no. We go wherever Maria says go. Okay, we're gonna make some phone calls. I'm hosting the Grizz Girl audition, so if I can't go,
see what you guys can do.
Maybe CJ
I'm putting all your business out there, so you can't say no.
Maybe CJ, can you host the Grizz Girl audition?
Dang, that's a lot of work. I need to be there cheering you on.
All right,
if you were going to Miami, though, I'd go to Miami for Desmond Howard, one of the 50 greatest college football players ever. I'll do that.
All I will say is, like I said, I hope everyone has a friend like Maria Taylor. And if you do not have a friend like Maria Taylor, I really, really do hope it's not too late. It's not too late to go make new friends. I promise.
And by the way, let's just have a moment for just women in sports supporting each other, and how that is absolutely possible. And I'm actually glad that we're on together, because people can see it. Like, I hype you up, like you were doing the Olympics too. I was so happy for you. I was like waking up in Tokyo to make sure that I saw what you were wearing and what you were doing, and like shooting off texts and trying to make sure that you're feeling good about everything that you're doing. And I think it goes both ways, but like, we can do it. Women can support women, and we can work in the same field, and we can wish the best for each other and help one another out. So that's something that's really, as you know, girl, very, very, very important to me.
Yeah. So all the texts that I get and like DMs I get, are you and Maria Taylor actually really legit friends? Like, you can be best friends in the same industry, supporting each other through and through. And there's so many women that you and I have both leaned on and who have both been great support to us. And so the little pocket of this industry is small, but there's some amazing people. You're my girl through and through. You're my number one. So that's it. Said and done.
Even if we leave the industry, that's sold. That's going to be the way it is.
Anyone that'll wake up this early after hosting last night, flying back, and look that great, get the lighting, everything is perfect.
Thank you. I've got my ring light on. Everything's fine. You did a little flat iron.
Apparently, I'll see you in a couple of weeks too. So apparently I'm going to Miami.
CJ said you're coming to Miami, so I feel good about that.
So
I was hoping my little cat would make a.
No, gosh, not Sir Leo. She got
Leo.
No.
Little Leo.
No. If you don't,
he was over here playing with the thing. I thought he was gonna pull the light out.
If you don't ever see me back at your house, it's because she got a kitten the day after I left. She got a kitten last week, and as everyone knows, I'm terrified of anything.
He's a Scottish Fold, and he's my emotional support animal. And my husband bought him for me, and we love him a lot. And Megan's gonna learn to love him.
I don't think so, Maria. We were at a baby shower, and a cat came running out. And I still have the bruise mark on my arm from how tightly Megan grabbed me when a little cat just scurried out of the room that he was locked in. Just like, hey, what's going on here? Megan screamed, the other people screamed. She grabbed my arm, almost tore the flesh off. She's terrified.
Yeah, no, she did that at my house too. We have an older cat that does not care about anybody, and Megan's like so afraid of him. He doesn't do anything. He hides from everyone. When she ran, he ran. And I was like, where are you going? He's gone. He's gone.
Just let it be known, every night that I slept in that house, I would go into the room, close the door, look in the closet, look under the bed, and then I slept under the covers because I didn't want the cat to like suck my breath as the old thing.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm not.
There we are.
That is Sir Leo, everybody. Everyone meet Sir Leo. Apparently, that's my
so
nephew,
sweet.
but I don't.
Look at him. He's excited for the football season too.
Yeah. So CJ, if she needs any friends to support her, you might have to go in my
Megan, give him a kiss. Give him a kiss, Megan.
Just so you know, I supported that purchase. I told John to get the cat. I said get it for Maria, but just so you know, I'm not coming back over. That's fine. I will stay somewhere else. It is okay. Maria, we appreciate you joining. It was great to meet Sir Leo once again. We will see you soon. We got to have you back on the show. We are wishing you nothing but the best for a great season. You did an amazing job last night, and I cannot wait to see you so many times more, because football back means Maria Taylor's back on our TV screens, and that's all that matters to me.
All right, Megan, you keep killing it, because you are, and I hope everybody recognizes it. This girl works hard, a genuine person, and all the best things are coming for you. So continue to rise and grind. Love the show, guys. You're doing great.
We don't say that. Continue to rise and grind. Continue to rise and grind, CJ.
Yeah. I am here. Trademark it.
Perfect. Continue to rise and grind. Thank you so much, Maria. I'll talk to you soon. I'll call you probably on my way home.
Okay, we love you.
I love you, Maria.
Lilio.
I don't love Lilio. All right, bye, you guys. All right.